sidewalks, security surveillance cameras, and a few other items. The Ability KC was able to provide all the required information, and grant agreement was signed this past week. And bids will be going out next week for Field 2 renovation work.
Thank you, Drew. Steve, you have anything?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay.
But, real quick, on the tree, what was the total that we needed?
$400 is the cost
Okay.
of a memorial tree. Park Board agreed to pay.
Right, okay, I just didn't know where we ended up, I couldn't remember the number.
I think they're still collecting. I would anticipate even more employee.
But we're covered one way or the other, right? I mean, that's all that matters, really.
Yep.
Okay, great, thank you.
Any questions for Drew?
Ball fields, the bathroom, would that be old business?
Will the bathroom wipe?
The bathroom, what's the update on the bathrooms?
Still working with Public Restroom Supply Company to get the spec, I guess, of our building price.
Okay. Any other questions for Drew? All right then, new business, I see an item here, basketball court project bid award.
Yes, bids were opened on February 23rd. We had a total of 4 bids received. The low bid was $18,900 from Chad Foreman Concrete. The bid tab is attached on your memo for your review. This number is close to what we had estimated for the concrete portion of it. To help save on the cost, the street department will complete the dirt work for the site preparation, stripping of the vegetation to black dirt, probably have to haul in a little bit of clay, compaction, trucking in the rock, and then the contractor will get the rock to grade, finish the compaction and subgrade the rock, place the rebar, the forms, pour the concrete, strip the forms, then the street department will come back in and do the backfill landscaping around it. The total concrete pad is a 84 by 50, with the goals oriented north and south. We recommend the board accept the bids and award the bid to Chad Foreman for $18,900 for the concrete work.
Very good.
Drew, what kind of goals are those?
We haven't ordered the goals yet. This is just the concrete work.
Okay.
I would imagine we'll probably do the same as the goals Steve found for the
The
school.
ones there at the school?
Yeah, they're pretty indestructible, so I think we probably better go with those, would be
Big lesson for.
Oh, yeah, believe me, I know.
Oh, yeah. Really, all the time.
Chasing them off all the time.
So this is a budgeted, this was a budgeted item for this year.
Correct?
These bids come in very close to what we budgeted.
Correct?
This is to be located at the soccer complex,
Correct?
just east of the skate park.
Correct?
I'll make a motion to accept the bid for Chad Foreman, $18,900.
Accept the bids and award.
Oh,
Accept the bids and award to Chad,
yeah.
please.
Do we need two separate?
Well, we don't.
We don't.
No.
Okay, so the motion has to be to accept all the bids and then to award the bid.
To award the bid, I'm sorry. Award the bid to Chad Foreman for $18,900.
Okay, the motion on the table then is to accept these bids and to award the bid to Chad Foreman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, the motion and a second, all those, are any more discussion? Okay, then all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? That motion carries.
And the June 15th date on that, is that?
Oh, yes, sorry, the completion date is June 15th.
Okay, and that's, I mean, obviously, weather and all the stuff going on, but we think that's a pretty doable time frame to get it done. You feel like it is?
Yes, that should give us plenty of weather days
Okay.
to get it completed by the June 15th date.
Great.
All right. That's the only item we have under new business. Now, the Park Valley Restroom Improvements are under old business.
I don't have anything on my own business, so that's why I brought it up.
Okay. Well, they were under old business at the last meeting, if we didn't get the resolution, I think that they were still under old business. If not, he's got the comments, he can bring it up in this note. I know one item for old business is the ball field usage contract between us and the school. All I can say is things have slowed down for me a little bit at work. Maybe I'll actually get a meeting together between now and our next park board meeting. Wish me luck. Okay. Other than that, I don't know what else we have in old business.
I'd like to resurface something that we I think I kind of closed down, or we kind of closed down, based on a conversation I had, and that's with Dan Early and the mini golf course and batting cages. He came in and we discussed and had a conversation with Dan, and he said that they thought maybe they weren't gonna do that. I talked to him the other day, ran across him at Walmart actually, and had a conversation with him again. He said that he, emotionally, he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. Him and his wife hadn't decided what they wanted to do, if they wanted to just clean the lot, or if they wanted to try to do something with the city. So they were kind of undecided. He wanted to know what our interest level was on that, to help them kind of make their decision on what they wanted to do. I know we kind of tabled the subject after, hearing that he's probably just gonna clean it up. But he just asked, that we bring it back up again just to see what we felt like as a board, if we wanted to pursue it, or if we would rather them just go ahead and deal with it on their own. So I wanted to resurface that under old business, just to see what your guys' thoughts were, and get back on. I'll get back in touch with him or whatever. Discussion,
Jason, what do you think he wants us to do?
clean it up and run it.
The miniature golf and the batting cages?
Steve, I think both, but I don't know if it's either or you have to do both.
I believe, last we discussed it, it was both, but
Yeah, I know we were gonna look into the price of the batting cage stuff, and then the whole thing, was kind of scrapped,
that's when
so.
he, at that point, he changed his tune on kind of what he wanted. He didn't really think he wanted to go that route, after we kind of looked into it more, so.
We don't have anything as far as cost, or we kind of stopped the whole project at that point, so. I don't know, I just wanted to, in my personal opinion, as when he was here and presented to us the first time, if there's a way to make it work, I think it's a great opportunity, depending on what the cost is gonna be, obviously. It's a great opportunity to offer more amenities back to the community from a park standpoint, without having to build from scratch. If it costs as much to build from scratch as to fix it up, then, I can understand we don't want to do it. But, also, we've got projects underway, and this thing is kind of pushed to the back, so I don't know, where everybody else feels, how everybody else feels on it, that's why I wanted to bring it up.
I guess my personal thing is, it hasn't survived as a privately owned business a number of times, right? That thing has changed hands.
No, it's only been run once, the golf course has been run once by Camelot, and I think the Y pretty well closed it down as soon as they took possession of it. So it's only been run, and it did well with Camelot.
It does well for a while, and then like the new wears off.
It did well, but I worked there a couple years ago, and it did well then.
Will you work there again?
And it did well then. Like I said, I think as soon as the Y took it over, they just had no interest in continuing something like that. They weren't in the business of that, and they shut it down.
Didn't we get involved in that a little bit and clean up some of that area, John?
No,
Or,
we talked about it, but it never.
Yeah, we discussed trying to get a volunteer group together, and then, we decided to move forward with it, but then it was kind of put on, the whole thing was put on.
Well, yeah,
I thought some of it was cleaned out.
no,
Mhm.
no.
Okay.
I read him Dan yesterday, I talked to him yesterday. He is to the point, he's already gotten his bids for having it demolished. So it's not really something that we're gonna be able to sit and meander over it every 8 months or something. He's already got, he didn't, but he did say, I would rather it go to good use than just torn completely down. But he's already gotten his bids to do so. So I think he said, just let me know what you guys decide.
I wouldn't feel comfortable making a decision on something like that until we had time to really look at the numbers.
Oh, I think,
What it costs.
we would have to look at that without a doubt, you
See
know.
maybe some of the record keeping that he had to see.
He won't have anything. He won't
I
have
don't think we're
anything,
gonna
because I don't know why he has anything, you know. And I guess we, at that point, we have to decide, is it gonna be a free park service? Otherwise, we're gonna have to look into hiring people and managing people and, yeah. Well, I would think insurance is gonna be covered just under our normal park stuff, I would assume. But,
You're still gonna have to staff and get.
yeah,
additional
I mean, we have to decide whether we're gonna staff it or we're gonna treat it like a park with park hours and people can come and go.
I mean, even if we did it like that, you're still gonna need additional staff, or at least, I mean, that's just how much more load on
Yeah, oh,
park
yes.
staff.
Yeah, I was just thinking specifically someone just running the shack house and taking, you know, is it gonna be one of those things where we hire, you know, high school kids and staff it and bring in golf clubs and that, or is it gonna be bring your own little putter and keep the doors unlocked and have park hours and come and go as you please and?
If I can make a suggestion, one is not an agenda item tonight, maybe with our master plan, that'd be something we could ask Vero to look into for us.
Yeah, I just don't think we want to keep the earlies waiting any longer.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna
I
stop.
think if it's something that we think is just too big of a project for us right now, then we should just let them know that it's too big of a project for us right now, and thank them for the offer and move on. But I kind of felt like I kind of felt somewhat responsible in the conversation getting tabled because of the conversation I had with Dan, where he said they were gonna just tear it down. And that's what I communicated back here to the board. And then when I ran to him the other day, he's like, hey, still up there, you know, maybe if you guys want it. I was like, oh, I didn't think we could have it all. So let me just throw it out there one time and get everybody's opinion before we decide, and then we walk away from it, so.
Jason, why don't you just tell them that we're in the midst of the plan,
Yeah.
and until we get that plan back, we really can't do anything. Yeah, I think generally, we're interested, but until we get that plan back, we've committed to hold.
Yeah, and then they can decide what they want to do. Yeah, and again, no harm with foul, just, that's old business. I apologize for not putting it on the agenda, Drew, I just was gonna bring it up as a old business item, so.
I just think if we tell him that, we will lose it, so I guess be prepared, it will not be an option, I don't think. And so if it's something we think we want, you know, potentially want, I think we need to get someone out there to look at it and give us a bid on cleanup or repair or.
Drew, didn't you look at it?
Steve looked at the physical property, I put some numbers together on staffing, utilities, starting to draft a agreement with Dan.
Did you draft anything in accordance to cleanup? I thought you did, kind of an estimate.
Oh, cleaning up the property to start with? No, I think Steve gave a report on it at the meeting.
I think he just kind of went out and walked it, is all he did, and just kind of
Right,
gave us
I
a
mean, I looked
opinion.
it over, I had no idea how much it would cost to.
Yeah,
get it
he just
moved
kind of
back.
went out and walked it, and then just went over
It's a
there.
huge undertaking, and at the time, we were discussing volunteers to help with the cleanup process. And until we get in there and clean it up, it's gonna be really hard to evaluate. Because, I mean, it's just so overgrown that you can't even see what you're working with right now, just because all the trees and brush and poison ivy and.
Okay, so we agreed, we'll just let them know that our hands are tied right now, and if they have to hold on to it down the road, we can look at it, but right now, we're not interested.
I think we should leave them on.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
Okay,
what-
fair enough, thank you.
Okay, I suppose we'll just move to miscellaneous. Do you have anything miscellaneous?
I have a couple. Drew, anything new on security or anything like that for the parks? I know we're going into the warmer season, at least it seems like we are. And I chased some kids tonight, and that's why I bring it up, while we're throwing rocks at the playground. And I don't know if we've had any more security issues on camera or anything.
No. Yeah, we have our daily stuff that happens, trash, litter, random acts in the restrooms, but nothing.
Second thing, swimming pool parking lot. Are we gonna approach the school on doing something for us, since they're using that as a staging area, and it's torn all to that?
I was approached by the school district to store some of the rubber over there, from the old field, just because it was going to be or from the field, just because it was going to be a shorter distance. I didn't realize it was going to be as big of piles as it was initially put there, and I went back to the school district and said, hey, you know, let's just discontinue at that point, all they had over there was the rubber. I said, let's discontinue any use because it's just tearing up the parking lot. They're like, fine, okay, and then they continued to use it, so I don't know if there was a breakdown between the school district and the Sprint Turf company or whatever, but they continued to use it, and so, yes, I think we should definitely ask the school for something as we move forward. I mean, it's, because last I spoke with them, it was going to be either going to leave the rubber there until either the surface was dry enough to move it, or it was frozen. So, but yeah, they used it for staging, and I'm not going to go get in a confrontation with them. I'd already discussed it with the school. That was our take on what we're going to do moving forward, and they just continued to use it. So,
I think as a board, we should put them on notice that they have damaged that parking lot, and they're responsible for cleaning it up.
okay.
I have to have a conversation at some point with Matt Robinson, anyway, I'll mention it to him.
I think we ought to do it right away, and instead of letting it just drift on, and form a letter or something, and get it done. And send it to the superintendent.
I'll mention it to Rich, or I'll mention it to Matt when I talk to him.
So miscellaneous.
We are.
I'd like to say, I missed the last meeting and I'm sorry about that, but when I read the minutes from the last meeting and noticed the tribute to Marion, that was just very pleasing to me. Being a member of the Camden Garden Club for so long, we worked with Marion so much, and he was so helpful in many ways. We got to where we called him Marion and the Merry Men. That was our title for him. Thank you, Park and the city, for doing that for Marion.
I just have one question before we get on miscellaneous. I guess baseball practices start basically, I think, March 7th. Until we get a contract with the school district, we just go ahead as business as usual until we get some sort of, I mean, I'm assuming so. I've already, right, I mean, I've already ordered the supplies we need to get going for the season, and just like we've done in years past, so.
Yes, I think so.
I need to get the meeting done.
But it's, and,
I just gotta get it done.
yeah, in the meantime, though, I mean, unless somebody feels differently.
There's no reason to do it.
Do what
So
we
just
do.
continue as we've done in years past.
My apologies for the delay. Okay,